Great to see you at Money 2020. Perhaps we start with a short introduction. Maybe just introduce yourself, your company, and your role.
Sure, thanks Andre, I appreciate your time today. My name is Todd Clyde, I'm the CEO of Token. As you can tell by my accent, I'm American, but I live in London. So Token, what does Token do? Despite the name, we have nothing to do with cryptocurrency. We're an open banking payments platform that's really working to drive the shift from the use of cards and wallets to the use of account-to-account payments. So what I mean by account-to-account payments is payments that settle over the national clearing systems. So the way Token approaches this market is we provide infrastructure. So we provide connectivity to banks and payments infrastructure for large payment service providers. And we're the plumbing underneath some of the most successful open banking payment propositions in the market in both the UK and Europe. So we're currently doing 21% of all volume in the UK, processing it for our customers. We grew 800% in the last 12 months in Europe as far as volumes. So yeah, really emerging as the infrastructure for existing payments providers to launch account-to-account payments.
Fantastic. So in your opinion, what are the key drivers in your business for open banking, and what does the industry need to do to meet its potential?
Well, I think the key driver, so Token's mission is really to drive this shift from traditional payment methods to account-to-account payments. Our motivation is to really create faster, fairer, frictionless form of payments, which can now be done. So what do we need? What does the industry need? We need real-time payment rails, which are now becoming ubiquitous. We need access to those real-time rails through APIs, and so through APIs we can now harmonize all these fragmented national clearing systems into one single pan-European account-to-account payment system. Through APIs, those can now sit in the flow of commerce, so I can now, in e-commerce and a point of sale, do a pay by bank. So that's really the drivers. Now, what do we need as far as the industry? Continued regulation and innovation. So we need the regulators to enforce basic PSD2 adherence, that banks produce APIs that are usable. Continued regulation and innovation. So as you know, regulators are going beyond basic PSD2. They're now mandating variable recurring payments in the UK. The SEPA payment account access scheme is creating a scheme to allow for more premium functionality as well. So really we need that continued evolution of the regulation and then the innovation that companies like Token can bring on top of that.
What are your expansion plans, and what are your thoughts in terms of opportunities and challenges when it comes to open finance around the world?
So Token has always focused on three things. So we focused on Europe, we focused on the network, and we focused on dominating distribution. So our focus remains on UK and Europe. I'll talk about our expansion plans in a minute. But why Europe as a strategy? Because it's happening here. We have access to the national clearing systems through APIs because of PSD2. The network, why do we focus on the network? Because that's where the innovation happens. Innovation doesn't happen at the customer experience here. Innovation is based upon the connection to the bank. So we believe from the beginning you've got to own that network. And we've got one of the broadest and highest converting networks of anybody in the industry. And then third is really distribution. So Token does not sell direct to merchants, we sell to payment providers. And we're the simplest way for them to launch account-to-account payments. So that's our focus for this year. Certainly by late this year, early next year, we're going to be looking to expand into North America.
And okay, so HMRC have processed £5.2 billion pounds worth of open banking payments, making it arguably the best use case in the world. By this time next year, by Money 2020 next year, what would you say would be your prediction for the best use case?
Well, you said arguably, so I'll argue that.
Okay,
so I don't think that's the best performing use case. So as terms of value, that's certainly the highest value process. If you look at volume, the highest volume use case is paying off credit cards. 1 out of 3 credit cards can be paid off using an open banking payment in the UK right now. Also, we're doing probably 12 million transactions annualized serving that use case. So I think that's the highest performing use case. What's my prediction for would be the continued rollout of that. Because in the UK, sweeps, as you know, are going to happen by the end of this year, which is a me-to-me recurring payment. And a use case for that is the repayment of these credit cards. So we're going to be able to go from the 40% of users that are not on a scheduled payment mechanism to now addressing everybody that's got card on file as well. So yeah, I would expect that that's the absolute highest volume use case in the UK and Europe for next year.
Fantastic. So yeah, a lot of growth expansion plans, a lot of things that need to be done in terms of regulation. But yeah, Token is obviously on track for that. So thank you very much for your time today.
Good. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, Andre. Appreciate your time.